If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is a 2024 American dark fantasy comedy horror film directed by Tim Burton from the screenplay by Alfred Gough and Miles Millar. A sequel to Beetlejuice released in 1988 and the second film in the Beetlejuice franchise, the film stars Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara reprising their roles alongside new cast members Justin Theroux, Monica Bellucci, Jenna Ortega and Willem Dafoe. Set more than 3 decades after the first Beetlejuice, it follows Lydia Deetz, now a mother, struggling to keep her family together in the wake of a loss as the specter Beetlejuice returns to haunt her. After the success of Beetlejuice, plans for a sequel were announced by the Gough Film Company, its original producers, but little materialized until 2011 when Warner Brothers Pictures hired Seth Grahame-Smith to pitch a story, which went through numerous revisions before being shelved in late 2019. Plans for a sequel were revived in 2022, with Burton set to co-produce with Brad Pitt's studio Plan B Entertainment. After the casting process finished in early 2023, principal photography, supervised by cinematographer Harris Zambar-Locus, took place in parts of England and the US from May to November, despite being suspended for 4 months due to the 2023 actors' strike. The official title was revealed in February 2024. During post-production, editing was handled by Jay Prajindi, and the musical score was composed by longtime Burton collaborator Danny Elfman. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice opened at the 81st Venice International Film Festival on August 28, 2024, and was theatrically released overseas on September 4, 2024, in the United States by Warner Brothers Pictures 2 days later. The film received generally positive reviews from critics and has so far proven to be a box office success. Some interesting trivia notes. Both Keaton and director Tim Burton opted to keep the character as politically incorrect as he was in the original film due to their love of the character's trait, with Burton deeming Beetlejuice as a character whose whole point is that he does not undergo any character arc or development, never evolving. Winona Ryder initially imagined her character would live as a spinster in the Matlin residence attic, but appreciated the development of her character, particularly around her relationship with daughter Astrid. Writers Alfred Gough and Miles Millar devised the character of Rory as a character who everyone wanted to see get his comeuppance, like Otho from the first film, played by the late Glenn Shaddix. They enjoyed the idea of seeing Lydia being in a weird codependent relationship, which everyone sees that way, herself included. Gough and Millar wanted the audience to understand why Rory is with Lydia and that he was a schmuck, but that they felt they needed to find Rory's humanity without him being a mere punchline. Once Theroux was cast and connected with the writers over Zoom, he provided Gough and Millar with ideas that they could incorporate. Mark Heenan and Charlie Hopkins provided the physical form and voice for Charles Deetz in the film. Lydia's father and Delia's deceased husband, who was decapitated by a shark, hence why he goes to the afterlife without his upper half, is depicted with the likeness of original actor Jeffrey Jones through various means, including archival photos, paintings, and animated stop-motion sequence that describes the character's death. The character's death was inspired by a nightmare of Burton's about his own death. One of the other reasons, though, Burton chose not to cast Jeffrey Jones in the film was because Jeffrey Jones was charged with soliciting a minor to pose for nude photographs in 2003. He pleaded no contest and had 2 subsequent arrests for failing to update his sex offender status. In April of 2024, Geena Davis stated she would not be returning as Barbara Maitland due to her age, saying, "Our characters were stuck the way they looked when they died forever, so it's been a while and it's been a minute." In August of 2024, Burton would confirm via People that Davis and Alec Baldwin would not be returning for the sequel, as the Matlins weren't needed for the story he wanted to tell, which he admitted that he personally couldn't have done in 1989 due to its focusing on 3 generations, while with the Deetz family. To explain their absence, Burton stated that the film would reveal the Matlins used a loophole to leave their former house during the interim between this film and the original. There was talk at one stage that the Matlins might make a cameo appearance at the end, but Burton felt no de-aging technology could really convince the audience that the Matlins had not aged. In any event, much like Jeffrey Jones's legal issues, Alec Baldwin would also be prevented from returning to film due to the ongoing Rust shooting incident that saw Baldwin accidentally shoot and kill cinematographer Elena Hutchins on the set of the film Rust. Tim Burton previously said he would only make this film if Michael Keaton would return to reprise his role. In March of 2014, Keaton said that this was the only sequel he was interested in doing. Keaton also said that Tim Burton wasn't particularly interested in doing a film that was too technologically heavy. They wanted to have the same practical effects from the original. Tim Burton stated that he was done making movies until he directed the first 4 episodes of the Netflix hit Wednesday, which prompted him to reassess the original Beetlejuice and for its potential sequel. Winona Ryder only had one condition when she met with Stranger Things creators Matt and Ross Duffer for a role they wanted her to play on Netflix. If Beetlejuice 2 ever got off the ground, they'd have to let her take a break from the series to film it. They agreed. When Glenn Shaddix, the actor who played Otho in the first film, died in real life, he was so proud of his Beetlejuice fame that he requested the Banana Song be played at his own funeral. This movie has a small choir sing the same song at Charles's funeral. Christopher Walken was originally offered the role of Wolf Jackson before it was given to Willem Dafoe. The film was released one day after Michael Keaton's 73rd birthday. The decision to tell Beetlejuice's origin story in Italian was Tim Burton's, as he was inspired by the works of Federico Fellini. Burton said Beetlejuice's origin story was like a prologue to a Fellini movie, so it had to be told in black and white in Italian with an overall visual style like those in Fellini movies. This is Tim Burton's 20th feature film he's ever directed. Now, the long-awaited sequel to Tim Burton's 1988 masterpiece finally arrived in 2024, and I'm happy to say it's delightful and a spirited follow-up that exceeds all expectations. Michael Keaton, reprising one of his most iconic roles, does it with such gusto and charisma and charm, and really just adds so much credence to this film. Jenna Ortega really shines here as Lydia Deetz's daughter, capitalizing off the fame of course of playing Wednesday Addams in the Netflix series. And Winona Ryder reprises her role of Lydia Deetz to absolute perfection. And it's the return here of also having Catherine O'Hara with her sublime comedic skills, along with Keaton and Ryder, that really adds to this film as a follow-up. You couldn't recast Beetlejuice, for example. Really, Keaton has made it his own. And of course, having the fantastical, phenomenal Tim Burton at the helm again, as this film really is his own vision, really just makes the whole film a perfect follow-up. Willem Dafoe also turns out an excellent little performance here, and you can see he had a lot of fun making this one. The film explores themes of family, legacy and redemption, but smartly balances nostalgia and innovation with witty dialogue and clever plot twists. Justin Theroux is absolutely stunning here, as Rory, Lydia's current boyfriend and television producer, and he steals the show in almost every scene. The sets are so over the top and creative and have the usual Tim Burton flair to them. The colours are vibrant and stunning, and the film just allows you to escape into its wonderful wicked world of mayhem and chaos. Another thing I loved in this film is that there's so many practical effects and not much use of CGI. It just adds another aspect to this already fantastical film and almost transports you back to the 80s when the original was made. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is a worthy successor to the original, capturing the essence of Burton's quirky magic. While not revolutionary, it is a loving tribute that will delight both old and new fans. Overall, this is a film really made with a good intention. It's fun, and the cast seem to be having a good time as well whilst making it. If you love Tim Burton's works or enjoyed the original Beetlejuice, then this one is definitely for you. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice gets a 9.5 out of 10.